Hello again and welcome back to Illegally Cited. This is BGFH and it is time for yet another VR game spotlight video. Now remember on the channel a while back I have done a low vision spotlight for a game called The Vanishing of Ethan Carter. And this is kind of a first-person exploration game. It's set in it starts out in like the forest. You kind of eventually get to a town. Like you're looking for this Ethan Carter kid. You're a detective. Well, there is some DLC add-on content here, and they have now enabled a mode for the Oculus Rift. And I literally just started the game up now. I kind of got through there's a little tiny bit of dialogue. But we are literally just starting the game. And here we go. So the pause menu here, again, I'm not, you can kind of, let's see, if I lean back, can I reposition? No, I can't. Not that I can tell. So it's funny because a lot of these more substantial experiences um, don't seem to have some of the very kind of the basic things, like some of these more basic seeming games, like like again, I keep going back to Dread Halls and uh, Crystal Rift. I mean, those were things where I can easily reposition. I mean, a lot of them, Lucky's Tale had that. Not really sure that I can do that. I can arrow up and down. I can see which one is highlighted, but I can't really read them. So that's just again something where like being able to kind of lean in to see the interface, or it's so far away. I like the contrast, but it's so far away in my field of view. That reading is always going to be a problem, whether it's tutorial text or text dialogue, menus, anything like that. I'm going to turn the volume up a couple notches here because this game seems to be a little bit on the quiet side. And let's explore. So I'm using the Xbox One controller. I'm guessing I could probably, if I reach up... Nope. My mouse is disabled right now. So this is going to be a controller affair, which is fine because it's there's no action really. It's just kind of looking around. This is a very cool and okay. I was gonna say I'm like walking really, really slowly, and if I had to walk that slowly, I think I would go insane. Let me quick pause a second here and see. Okay, cool. I just wanted to look at the monitor to see what you guys were seeing. So it's pretty much a full screen deal here. All right, so let's grab the controller again. Now, again, if you go back and watch my low vision spotlight video for this, I pretty much covered the beginning of the game. But yeah, wow. I mean, I wonder what resolution we're running in. I wonder if we're running like full 1080p or if it had to scale. It looks great. But I don't know, some of the textures maybe don't seem quite as sharp. Maybe there's a kind of like a washed out look. And I don't know if that's just the resolution of the game or if or kind of what it is, but I mean it still looks fantastic. Again, just the depth of field. You can actually like feel like the railroad tracks are kind of sticking up more, like they feel like they're sticking up more than just a different texture. Yeah, very, very cool. And I'm glad they're letting me walk around, and I'm glad it's not like a click affair like some of the teleporter stuff that I've shown you in a couple of cases. Um, and I can run, which is cool. Yeah, now that we're out here, man. Again, I think this would actually be an okay one to show, like, you maybe show somebody a, a pre-render, like a set experience, like some of the animated things I've shown you guys so far. Those are good first VR things for watching, kind of get someone used to it. But I think this might be an actual good game to show somebody where it's a game and they don't have to go fast. Like they can just kind of inch forward a little bit, stop, like if there's any kind of motion sickness. But like, I wish I had more of an ability. Let me back up a little bit and see if it makes any difference. I mean, I wish I had more of an ability to lean in. There's a little bit of that, but not really as much as you would think. All right, now here's an experiment I gotta try. So let me go up here, and man, with the depth here, like this bridge, there's all these kind of, it's just this.
Valley.
Hold
Seemed
on.
like a quiet, ordinary place. I've learned two things in my life. No place is truly quiet, and nowhere is really ordinary. Ethan warned me about that. Warned me not to be fooled by what I saw here. He didn't need to worry. I'd worked dozens of cases, hundreds. This would be my last one. Already I knew that.
But like right here, it feels bigger. It's not just like a flat thing on the screen. Like it feels like if I were to walk over here, I know it's safe based on the game, but like it so feels like I would get my foot stuck in here. And it kind of makes you feel a little bit uneasy because like if I walk over it, like I know I'm safe. But I mean that is definitely like just looking down here at this bridge, if this were real and not really like video gamey, I would totally fall through that. Maybe not all the way, but I guarantee you my one leg would completely. So there's a little bit of a disconnect there as far as like what I'm seeing versus what I know will happen in the game. I know that this is not a title where like I really have to worry about dying. But it's just, yeah, kind of a weird disconnect. But okay, so here's what I want to try. Let's go over to the ledge. And you can kind of lean. So what I'm doing is I'm sitting up from my chair, and if I wish I had a little bit more freedom. Like I wish I could lean a little bit more over because it's like I can sort of lean over the edge, but not really. Whoa. Hey, how you doing? That's well, maybe it's just because where I have the camera, because now I can. A little bit. All right, let's move on. We're just experimenting with some perspective stuff in virtual reality here, but hey, it's worth checking out. Gorgeous view, though. Gorgeous, gorgeous view. Actually, now that I think about it, I really, really hope. I doubt they will, but I would really love to see Gone Home in VR. I mean, especially with the fidelity that they put into, if they put like lean support in, to be able to really examine stuff like that. Like the amount of detail that game put into just modeling every little item in that house. I would love to see that in the Rift. I mean, it was just a neat experience on a monitor. I know I've used that as a backdrop for not just a spotlight video, but I've used it for, I think, some WWDC videos and one or two things. I think that when I was talking about my first VR experience, actually, after I saw the DK2 last year, it's a long bridge. But, yeah, I'd love to see stuff like that. Actually, another thing I want to try now, I'm gonna look forward. I'm gonna walk forward, and what happens if can I walk forward? Okay, no, when I turn to the right, I kind of veer to the right. So, another thing that would be sort of interesting with head tracking, and, you know, in a game like this, it's probably not super necessary, but I could see if you were in a shooter environment or something, where I could be running, and I know that I'm running this way, but I could look over here and maybe my gun or weapon that I had in my hand would still be in view. So even though I'm running this way, I could look this way and kind of take pot shots like it's something that's going by me or whatever. Now again, that's something that's, like I said, I don't know that that would really affect me all that much. I'm thankful that I don't have that issue. Oh wait, how do I, okay, I was gonna say, how do I enter it here? Okay. I don't really have the motion sickness thing. I'm really glad that I don't, but that could be something where I really think would cause people to have motion sickness and VR sickness, as they call it. So it's definitely something to consider, and I'm hoping that maybe as the technology gets better, as more people are used to being under a headset like that, maybe there's little techniques that we just don't really know about yet that could help with that sort of a thing. Because I could see that being kind of a really unique, kind of a neat advantage. And I really want to do a true, like, a melee game in this. Like, Chivalry would be amazing under the Rift. I would genuinely love to try that out. Okay, I think we're going to get some clues here pretty soon. So we're just kind of taking in the scenery again, but you know, this is a real mainstream game that came out for PC and I want to say consoles, but I don't remember. But they've adapted to VR and it seems like they've done it quite well. So here we go. So can I lean? Yeah, see, I can't really. I tried to lean way in, and it really didn't map as spatially as I was hoping it would. And again, that text there, sadly, not able to read it. So you're going to be hearing, I know it sounds probably repetitive at this point, but if enough people watch these videos, what you're seeing time and time again is that, you know, usually going through an environment is not the issue. I'm able to participate in a virtual environment. That's okay. But any kind of text, anything like that, is where things go awry, and I end up having to either dismiss things, or like I have to, maybe if it's a tutorial, I have to experiment with the controls to figure out what, if I could just read it and says, oh, press Y to do this, or, you know, whatever. I can't really do that, so So here we go. I can kind of lean over the edge a little bit. That's kind of cool. Definitely a bit more depth there. I'm not going to walk down there because there's not much. Well, actually, you know what? Yeah, let's walk down there because I kind of want to see down by the... I want to go down by the water. I do actually kind of want to see that now that I think about it. I want to get right up, right down by the water here. Let's see, where can I get? Where can I go the closest? Yeah, it's just everything's a lot more to scale. You know, it doesn't look smooshed into a, you know, even a 16 by 9. You know, it's like, it's flat. Like, this just looks more the size that I would kind of expect it to in real life. Okay, here we go. Yeah. There we go. Get right out in the water. Okay, I think that's as far as I can go. Game like this, you could probably get some pretty nice wallpapers. I could see like a photography game doing really well. Because you could literally just turn your head and get the exact angle that you want. Oh man, a horror, like a... Oh man, Outlast in this? Outlast, you have the perspective, but you're holding the camera in front of, or the phone in front of your face. That would be pretty wild too. We'll head up this path here. I kind of want to just, like, I'm not really playing much of the game. This is kind of more of a, you know, like a virtual tour. Again, this is something that I could probably come back to, and I likely may come back to as a nice backdrop for a future video. You know, I could talk about some topic, you know, cover an event that I have some thoughts on. Maybe when I'm done with ACB, maybe I will come back and this would be a, you know, really relaxing but you know, nice way to give you guys something to look at while I cover other content. So here's that open forest, and I think I want to say this is where we find that weird... Let's see if we can find that. There's like a pole here somewhere that I want to find. Yeah, look at the bark on that tree. It's just, you can kind of lean in there. I want to find that. Here we go. Okay, now how did this work again? So again, what's really interesting is that to me, again, the way my eyes are, the mouse pointer, it feels like it's too far over to the left, and I don't really know how to compensate for that. Because I think what it is that my peripheral vision in my left eye, like I can look ahead, but my peripheral vision is really bad in my left eye, so I'm not getting that extra part of the scene over here that I would normally get to see. Whoa. Okay. See if I can chase this guy. Hey, buddy. Where'd you go? Uh-oh. Where did he go? already lost him. I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, we're gonna fail. Yeah. I'll just let you run around a little bit here. Oh, there he is. Just as I found him, we fail. That's alright. Let's head back down to the trail here, and we'll head into town. And then, like I said, we'll call it here shortly. But this, like I said, this will give you a good look at like a true first-person game that has been adapted to virtual reality. And it's a pretty neat experience. Can't get any close to the water. Actually, I mean, I don't know. Part of me wants to stop the video here and save this for, you know, again, the backdrop for a future video. But I did want to show you the Vanishing of Ethan Carter a little bit in the Oculus Rift. It's a pretty neat experience. And I kind of use a combination of looking around and using my, if I do any major movements, I will use my right analog stick to move, but if I'm just doing a little bit of a nudge, I will just kind of look around. And if I want to stay where I am and just, you know, do a major panorama of where I'm at, I will just stop. So to me, it really didn't take me much to get used to moving around in real time in a virtual environment. And it really doesn't really make me feel motion sick or anything like that. I can stay under the headset for a long time. The only thing that's really made me become motion sick so far, not really motion sick, but I felt a little bit nauseous after it, was there's this software that I may or may not try to cover on the channel, depending on if I can figure out how to make it work better. It's called VorpX, like VORPX, and it's this.
No trains have been through here for a long time. That was part of a pattern. Large pieces of this country were thrown away, doomed to become, and then remain, the worst versions of themselves. Beneath all that rot, dark things grow.
Okay. So, this VorpX thing, what it is it kind of lets you... They try to plug in different ways to make existing titles work in VR. So for instance, like I could try to get Half-Life 2 or Left 4 Dead. I did try Left 4 Dead and it kind of worked, but it was really, really janky. Like the zoom was completely off. You actually had to zoom out. They had like a special zoom out keyboard mouse combination command where like you had to, at least from my experience, I had to like zoom out so that I was looking at a screen. Otherwise, because if it was just regular view, it would cut off a good chunk of the main menu. So I literally could not navigate the main menu in Left 4 Dead 2. And so I got through that part, and I played a little bit into the first mission. I played up to the point where you have to give that guy soda in order to have him. You go through the gun shop, and the guy asks you, hey, bring me some cola. And I got about that far, and I kind of stopped because, again, the perspective was all really screwy, and it just didn't really work well. And again, I don't know how to compensate for this. One of the worries that I have, as far as like right now, a lot of the experiences that I've been doing in first person have been walking, a little melee combat in Crystal Rift, but I haven't really done any shooting. And I'm noticing that even when using a pointer to highlight something, I have to almost train myself to look more to the right than I think I would. That is going to be a recurring issue, I think.
I've seen every version of people hurting each other, hurting themselves. We blame it on compulsion, selfishness, madness. I suppose the idea is, if you name the thing, you can control it. There are things in this world that cannot be named.
Alright, if you say so, guy. But yeah, so that's something that I'm just gonna have to figure out. I don't know if there's a different calibration that I could do. I don't know if it's just one of those things that I'm either going to have to really struggle to compensate for in virtual reality, or if it's, in some cases, I'm just not going to be able to play those types of games, which kind of makes me sad, because, I love Doom, I love Left 4 Dead. I mean, I love, certain types, not really so much the military kind, but I love first-person shooters. So, yeah, it's going to be really sad if that is going to be an issue. But I think we'll go into one of this house up here, and then I'm going to call this video. But this should at least give you guys a glimpse at what the Vanishing of Ethan Carter is like in virtual reality. It probably actually won't look much different to you, because you're viewing it on a screen and not in a headset like I am. But what I will say is, like I said, there is definitely more three-dimensional depth to everything. As I'm looking around, like it's, when I get close to something, this window here, this boarded up window, it looks about as big as a window as big as I would expect. Let me actually try. Oh, let me stand up a bit. And now I'll walk around. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, that seems about right, a little over waist high. You got the window here. So let's just, let's be standing here and walk around just a little bit. Yeah, it actually feels a little bit more natural. Actually, I kind of want to go lean over the edge of the water now that I'm standing. I wonder if it'll give me any more leeway to kind of lean in. It's really, see, and that's the other thing that kind of annoys me is, I know I've mentioned this on just regular game videos, but like, it's really sad that every time you have to walk through these environments, they're all dilapidated. And that really sucks. I want to see, like, just one time, I want to walk around an actual game environment. Yeah, I know that'll start off a little mini game thing or a little weird thing, but like, I want to I want to walk through a place that isn't in ruins, that isn't abandoned, that is actually, you know, a lived-in place, that it hasn't gone to crap. I know that's just, you know, like I said, regular games are like this too. I really don't. I want more games where I can walk around a currently functioning environment, you know, a lived-in thing. Let's go over to the bridge here, and we'll end it with a scenic look out at the water as we are standing. Let's see, I want to go back to... There's a nice little, yeah, nice little section right over here. Oh yeah, oh god, yeah. So if I sit down, I'm a lot lower. Yeah, it seems about right. It's a little low. I think that if I were going to have a railing, like I'm sitting in a chair, I'd probably want it a little bit higher. But if I stand... Whoa. Okay, that... I actually find myself kind of putting my 1 foot way ahead, or a bit ahead of my other one, because it really does... Oh, man. If this was on top of a building, if it was like a lot higher, yeah, you definitely feel like you could fall off. See, now I'm getting too close to it, and it's kind of clipping the view a little bit. But if I back up again and then lean, yeah, that's crazy. So, you guys, that has been The Vanishing of Ethan Carter, a look at it in virtual reality. Let's, I gotta look over here, because there's a lot more to look at here. Yeah, this is beautiful. I love the kind of the sun. Music is really fitting for something like this. Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up here, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to take a look at the actual full screen monitor game, I have a low vision spotlight for that. But that is the Vanishing of Ethan Carter add-on for the Oculus Rift. So, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. Follow me on Twitter at BGFH79. And until next time, I will talk to you guys again later.